Poor Tux was out there looking for water. There's water in the garage. And he slept in the garage all night. Maybe he just didn't see it. But anyway, I'm on the water detail first thing. It was fine at, I don't know, 8 o'clock last night. But then, of course, we had 18-degree low. So it's not so fine anymore. So thanks for helping me with all the water bowls.
Well, I didn't have anything else to do because, like, my paper's not here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you take the unicycle out there?
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, baby.
Well, we did a good job on the driveway yesterday. How is the black spots clear on our driveway?
Yeah, the concrete, everything's fine. There were a couple black spots, but on one lane and not the other. So, you know, you'll have good traction on. But it's only a couple small ones.
Sure. Well, it's going to warm up quick, and as soon as it warms up at all, I think the black ice advisory is until 10. So as long as people aren't, that's 9:30 now. So as long as people weren't out there super early, it should be good.
Yeah. Well, I went up the one that was let's call it not covered with any ice, and I came back down the one that was covered with ice. Yeah, baby, that was good.
Any of you guys enjoying the BattleBot season? We sure are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny's kind of, it's a disadvantage. He really phones up on that stuff, and I only look at him right before the fight, and I think he's got me by about +5 points.
Yeah, they have like a fantasy BattleBot league going or something. Pick the bot that's going to win and either knock out or judge's decision, and Johnny came up with some scoring thing, and Johnny is so up to date on the bots that he's basically winning all of them.
He's got like 10 points, and I'm at like 5 or something.
And sometimes I'm right before the match saying which I picked, and the last time I did that I lost so bad I thought I'd just keep my mouth shut on the next one.
Well, something doesn't exactly turn out the way you expect sometimes.
Yeah, Duck did horrible.
Yeah. Poor Duck.
Poor Duck. Well, I've got Tuck settled with his food. He's trying to figure out how he can get to the dry chow underneath, and I want him to eat the wet food first. There's Stripe doing a stretch. And Morris eating at the food bowl. I mean, Marty eating at the food bowl. Morris, come on, buddy. Although, I'm making crunchy noises this morning. I'm going to go back inside so you can come eat. I'm sorry about the crunchy noises. Uh-oh, Tux is not happy. Maybe I just have to let him eat his dry chow. Both my snowmen are still upright thanks to Don's re-engineering yesterday. Yay! Yeah, you guys eat it before it refreezes. Morris has actually run off a couple of times hearing me crunch. My boots picked up ice and I was fine on the boardwalk, but then when I came out in the snow back up on the boardwalk, there's like ice stuck to the bottom of my boots, and that's pretty darn slick. Wow, that sun bouncing off the snow is bright this morning. It's bright. So I think our low was somewhere between 16 and 18. Plenty cold, plenty cold. I did not see Gypsy come up on the camera yesterday. I studied the Ring camera, but of course we were home and outside, and there was so much footage that a little tiny cat, sometimes he doesn't trip the thing because I have it set for people. Of course, sometimes Tux sets it. I have a person, but it's Tux. Yeah, the technology is still growing, kind of like that full self-driving feature, right? Anyway, I sure hope to see Gypsy this morning. I'll make sure there's good, warm, not frozen, ample food for when he comes later this morning. You want more? You want more? I'm just out here with Tux and Marty doing a brush down. They both love the metal brush. They're both itchy boys, aren't you, Tux? You want some more? You want some more? Mm-hmm. Tuxa basically let me do this for forever. He loves it. Hey, bud. So I've decided I'm going to put together Friends Set Lego 41324. This came in one of the Guardian Angel bins, not the very last bin, but a couple of bins ago. And this bag 2, 3, and 4 here are unopened, and I feel totally confident go with this set. And here are some other loose pieces, and then I've got a bin that has pieces in bags that I don't know. So is there going to be work associated with building this thing? Yeah, there is. Hunting down parts, there is. And while I'm at it, I don't know that I really see all the parts for this, but I probably have them somewhere. And this is also in that bin, and there's a big, you can see it there in the center, round glass viewing thing for the playground. I feel highly confident I can put this back together too. And so as I do one, I'm sort of going to be looking out for parts for the other, I guess. But the ski resort, since it's winter and snow, now seem to be the right time to try to reassemble this. And I see the posts. See the posts there? Those would be pretty specialized parts, and I have them. And so, in looking at this, the long rod and the posts, that's really, you know, the major thing that I need.
Hi, Gypsy. How are you? It's so good to see you. Hey, bud.
So, Don and I are in Jules. We're headed over to the Greenway Trail to walk. It's a little after 2. We were relaxing. Don had to actually log into work for a bit.
Yeah.
And we were also watching Zach and Jesse on Now You Know, their clip on service woes at Tesla.
Yeah. Which mimic some of the stuff Marianne's found out.
Yeah.
Or experienced, let me rephrase that. Comes a car.
Yeah, Jules, don't pull out. There's a trash can there.
I guess this car was coming too.
Yeah, well, and there was a trash can there actually blocking the car. We don't know if she wasn't going to wait, but Dawn decided not to find out.
Well, I've told her to go. Autopilot creeping forward. I've told her to go. Is she not going to go?
She's thinking about it and doing not a good job.
Well, yeah, but I've sort of had my foot on the accelerator, tapped her a couple times and told her to go.
And she was still slow, huh?
Yeah. Well, it was starting right from the stop like that. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's nobody behind us.
Well, to be clear, the speed limit here is 35 and not 25 like she's showing. It's like she held on to the neighborhood speed limit even after we turned out onto
Yeah, I agree.
this road.
Still nobody behind us.
And we forgot to check on the rattle in the back door. Like I said, I think there's something in the door pocket. It's what happens is you get home and you get out of the car and you just don't remember.
Yeah.
There's things to be brought inside and chores to do and other stuff, and it's like when you're driving down the road you want to check on it, but you can't because it's in the back seat.
Yeah. Yeah, Jules is not like spotlessly clean or anything, so this, you know, the fact is getting little splashes. But all these wet places like this is what's going to refreeze tonight, because it's going to be down to like 25 tonight.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the National Weather Service to issue the winter weather advisory for black ice.
Yeah.
And then Wake County will delay the schools, and then because Johnny's college classes are currently virtual, that's gonna cause some complication. Boy, she really stopped back far today.
Yeah, and there's like 3 cars coming, so I'm probably gonna have to, if she goes.
She could go.
Well, I'm gonna tell her to go, because those cars won't expecting me to go.
Right.
I pressed the accelerator. She did the turn, but I pressed the accelerator, told her to go.
So it's currently at 46 degrees out there, so anything on the road should be wet unless it's in the absolute shadiest of spots.
Right. Yeah, both the air temperature and the intense sunshine should have taken care of all the icy spots. Okay, there's nobody behind us, so she can take her time making this turn.
And apparently she is today, as
Yeah.
she braked a little harder than normal. I wonder if that well, I think she's done that before, but I wonder if the wetness on the road, sort of like the, you know, melting back onto the surface. Yeah, well, based on what I'm seeing there and how much more there is still to melt, I don't see how we're going to get through the night without another black ice advisory.
Yeah, well, that's why I was really careful on the driveway to scrape off all the way past the edge, because if you leave the pile of snow shoveled up on the edge of the driveway, then it melts and runs across the driveway.
Sure.
I don't really want all the spray off that car in front. It's one thing getting a little splash up on your car. It's another thing to
up on the windshield and everything. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna hang back.
Yeah, that's funny. I was just thinking about how to communicate to the car. Okay, you're cleaned. I care.
Yeah.
Drive accordingly. First, maybe we better get it just doing what it's supposed to do in regular conditions.
Now, this is a tricky right turn here. She's not made this what I'd call smooth yet. She's gone over the yellow line. And
it's an easy, well, yeah, I guess it is.
Well, she did it fantastic that time. Wow. I'm being mean to her, and she's did
Yeah, I guess that turn is a little more than 90 degrees.
Yeah. Alright, so the snow's kind of funny over here. She is slowing down.
Wow, she did that. It almost looked like she was trying to avoid the icy patch there.
I might have did her a little too much, but that was good that she did that. There's nobody behind me, so I'm letting her drive slow. There's still nobody behind me. It's not that I was just trying not to splash like crazy.
Did you smell that too?
Yeah. It smells like electric heat.
Yeah, I know. It smelled like the heat pump came on at the house that burned the, you know, the heat strips, and it's burning the dust off of them. We got a whiff of...
Yeah, that electrical heat smell whenever the nichrome wires get hot. First time after they haven't been on for a while, they give off that smell.
Well, it's dissipated as quick as it came.
Yeah, well, there's no resistance heat in the Y to my knowledge. And it's not that cold anyway. Okay, alright, we're speeding up now. Is there somebody coming? Slowing down here. Okay. I did that because there's a guy behind me, and that car pulled up and was expecting me to go.
Yeah, and her thinking about it for
5 seconds would have been a problem.
Wow, and she probably would have thought about it for 20 or 30 seconds, so...
Yeah, like I said...
Yeah, I didn't realize our public works now included this facility over on the other side of the street for salt and stuff. The public works is on the left, and that area for Phillips is on the right. It's over the years, it's really... The Fuquay Public Works has really gotten bigger.
Yeah, well, we, like I was saying before in other videos, I kind of help to reduce my stress level when it's clear and she should go. I usually just tap the accelerator now. If there's nobody behind me or waiting, or you know, there's no other interactions, then I let her sort it out herself. But if there's basically humans that are going to start thinking, what's going on with this guy, this idiot, and I go on and to reduce my stress, I just go on and tell her to go. I make the decision for her.
Whoa.
Wow. She didn't do that very well.
But you did.
Yeah, well.
Not panicking.
Right. Well, I don't know. We'll have to go back and watch the video. Basically, my perception, recollection right now is that she drove right over the top of the ice.
Right.
Instead of staying in the ruts. And that's what got us into all that trouble, because that ice is slick.
Right. If you had been driving there and not her, you would have stayed in the clear ruts and there wouldn't have been any problem at all.
And of course, there's all these cars coming. I'm just going to cancel it. I don't want to deal with this.
Well, after that little fishtail back there, let's just take a breath and... Yeah, well, everyone had said that FSD in the snow, on the ice or whatever, was not ready.
Yeah.
And I would say after that brief experience, we would agree.
Yep, I agree.
And also that, yeah, Don kind of pulled out there. Maybe should have waited, but you know, when you're in a performance Y, you can do that. You can speed up in front of that car before they can even think about being upset that you pulled out.
Right.
Yeah, well, we honestly, when we brought out the Y today, first, we didn't expect to hit any ice. But you know, sometimes these trees in North Carolina, we have so many of them. There are places that never get any sun, and those stay problem spots.
Yep.
And that's what that was. And
well, even that, as it melts, the trees, there's no shade, and then the stuff off the trees falls and keeps the road wet too. So it's like a perpetual supply of water, and then of course at night it all refreezes and turns back into ice.
Yeah, all I was going to say is we didn't intend to bring out summer tires on slick surfaces today, but I guess, you know, for the 20 feet of slick surface while we were out, and full self combined with full self driving, like I said, Dawn would have handled it fine, but the car took us right over top of the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, I will be, next time I see icy ruts like that, I will take control. I won't let her make a decision, because the ice is just too slick. Things happen just way too fast.
Yeah.
All right, we could practice our parking though.
Sure.
Oh, well, I don't think
maybe
she's
not.
Gonna, maybe
no,
not.
if I think not. She's, first off, she won't be able to see the parking spots.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay. I think I would just park there.
Yeah, let's just park in one of the spots without too much ice.
Right. Yeah, well, this would qualify as the shady spot that we were talking about.
Right.
Well, hopefully the walking trail won't be so crunchy.
Yeah, if it is, we probably won't go very far on it.
I didn't finish the rest of my comment about she was over the top of the ice, because I had to make that left turn, but I felt the traction control grab the car. I felt it. Whatever was slipping, the car detected that slipping.
Right.
And I felt her pull it back over. But that was after I basically took control. The traction control was working. I don't know what it would have did with her, because she was trying to drive on top of the ice. So she's trying to drive on top of the ice, and the traction control is trying to get drive on a slippery surface. Well, as soon as the traction control grabbed it, and plus I took her into the ruts, it was immediate. And there was just whatever little wiggle there was, I could tell the car sped up or something pulled, and it was just like, wow, I'm going straight again. That was very handy.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know that I could have handled it that quick, but it did it.
Well, so far so good. funny how the trail's even better than the parking lot, minus this bridge up here though. Well, the asphalt is clear and the bridges are all snowy slush. So at least it's, you know, you'd have to be particularly careless to fall in this, although I wouldn't say that it's not possible.
Yeah, well, it's melting.
Right, well this is another reason why North Carolina, Wake County will cancel school tomorrow, because the staff required to go in and properly clear and salt all the sidewalks on all of the schools. They just ain't gonna get that done, and they're not gonna send kids to school on this. I didn't say, I'm not making a comment about it being right or wrong. I'm just already telling you, at minimum, there's a delay tomorrow. And with an overnight low of 25, and you know, we're up near in the 40s now, and we still have this problem. They're not going to send the kids tomorrow. They're just not. No comment about right or wrong. So look, I recorded a 10-minute clip back at the house about service while we were watching Zach and Jesse's video, and I'm not going to put it up. Only thing I'm going to say is my last 3 service interactions, the new tires, the nail in the tire, screw in the tire, and now the camera upgrade, none of them have been what I would have wanted them to be. For one reason or another. None of them critical, but still. And just could have been better. And I would say the 2 things for me are, maybe 3 things. Better communications. I know everybody says that, but I mean it. Something along with either what's going in the text needs to be better, or somebody needs to actually talk to me. Number 2 is, and probably what really should have been number 1, is no Tesla loaner vehicle. That made all the difference in the world with my patience and everything. It just made all the difference in the world, even when it was a AP1 trade-in vehicle. And the third thing would be that I really want them to be able to complete service in half a day for minor things, and to be willing to say that they'll do that. And we'll just leave it there. All right, I see a couple of snow people rolled the old-fashioned way, and real snowballs.
The big ones.
Yep.
That's serious amount of work.
Well, if it ain't at least 5 feet tall, 4 feet, 5 feet, I mean, come on now. Well, we did run into some problematic spots out here.
She was slipping in a slide.
Yeah, I don't know why it was just me. Must be the tread on my sneaker versus Don's or something. I don't know. Anyway, we got past that spot, but there was one spot back there. Totally not safe to stay on the asphalt. Even Don got off the asphalt.
It was slick.
Yeah, well, one wonderful thing about Tesla service is that they never try to upsell you on any additional services while you're in there, right? As a matter of fact, right now they're so busy they'd be more likely to, downsize it. Nah, you're fine. Yeah, come back in 2 or 3 months. No, I'm sure they wouldn't tell you you didn't need something that was a safety issue, but yeah, they're not looking for extra work right now, whereas the whole model at Honda was, you know, you just dreaded when the service advisor would come to talk to you at Honda, because you knew they were going to tell you all these extra things they found wrong, and they were going to try to sell them to you, and it would include a little bit of guilt and manipulation if you didn't agree to the service right then and there on the spot, and why they had you hostage. So, you know, we got to put it in perspective, right? But it did get to the point at Honda where the guy that worked on my car would come out and talk to me about my car, and basically the same guy was working on my car anytime I brought it in. And I wasn't bringing it in that often. Every time I needed an oil change, though. And I appreciated that. I did. Well, that's pretty. Looking up toward the road, the bridge area over there, and there is still snow. Out this way, there's nothing, I guess more sun. But that's pretty. And Zach and Jesse touched briefly on possibly padding the numbers to make service appear to be doing better than it was. And of course, Elon may or may not know that's happening if he doesn't have the right people in between him and the service centers. And you know, for a while, Donnie, sometimes we wanted to help a customer and solve 5 problems in one problem ticket. And we were directed, or we, you know, when we're like, oh, well, we can't justify you, it's taking you too long to fix your problems. We're sorry, Mr. Customer, but in order for me to talk to you about that problem, I now need to open up another problem ticket for that other issue. And it was one thing when we could do it. I'll come back in a minute. So all I was trying to say is, you know, Donna and I kind of have a little bit of a unique perspective, having been on both sides of service. You know, being the people trying to fix customer problems, and other times being a customer reporting problems and needing to have them fixed. And, you know, the service has to do a lot of things to manage service costs and justify the existence of service personnel, which obviously is not Tesla's problem right now because they don't have enough people and they know it. But they're obviously, I guess what I was trying to say is, we would be aware of ways you could cook the books.
Well,
and it's to be avoided, obviously, and shouldn't be done, but...
Yeah, there's ways you could pad that make the numbers look a little bit better. And Zach and Jesse touched on that. Well, they didn't touch on it. They flat out said that...
they think it's happening.
It's happening. That their Tesla service are getting marking calls complete and rescheduling them so that they look like they completed the call, but yet nothing really got fixed. All that happened was the call was closed.
Right.
The service appointment was closed, complete, but then rescheduled, but the reschedule doesn't show up. So that if that's happening, that's not good. And then the other thing they said, and I agree with, is you know, there's one thing Tesla stock's doing really well, and I, as a stockholder, are really happy with it. But if 50% of my pay was based on the performance of Tesla stock, I don't know that you know, I think it's okay for a bonus, or maybe give me stock options based on certain things. But you know, if I'm a service technician, you know, and I'd rather have the $25 or $35 an hour or whatever it is instead of $15 an hour and stock options, you know. That would be and they made that point also. So I don't know if that's what's going on.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Obviously, what we just see the hints of our interactions and a few other owners in the area that we know, and whatever we see on YouTube.
Well, the one thing they got right, Elon needs to step in
and do something.
He needs to. I appreciate he's trying to save humanity, make us a multi-planet species. But Zach and Jesse made a good point. They double the number of Teslas on the road next year or this year. This service problem, which is already at a breaking point, is going to collapse. And once it's so hard to get your reputation back up. You know, it only takes one disgruntled customer to tell 100 other. Your happy people, you know, try to tell, but they just don't. You can't depend on your happy people to spread the word, because really, good service is the default. I mean,
right, you want it to be the default, not the exception, and right now it's kind of tilted the wrong way. Hey, buddy, you not had enough people visiting you today because of the weather? That you're coming out in the street to see people? I don't like you out in the street. Come on, let's go back to your house. Come on. I'll walk with you and then I'll pet you. How about that? Meow. Meow. Come on. Let's go home. You keep walking, Donnie. Come on, let's go. Let's go home. Come on, bud. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. And I'm not petting you till you get back where you belong. I'm sure your people wouldn't want you out in the street. Hi. Well, we're halfway. We made it. Nobody's fallen. No wet butts, muddy knees, any of that stuff. We haven't run, and I don't plan to because there's just not enough dry area for that. So I'm not risking an injury today. It's just not that important that I actually run. Well, I did pet him or her coming and going. Maybe it's dinner time or later in the day. Maybe he's just hoping his people are coming sooner than later to fill up the kibbles. I told him he should be like Marty and go put the face in the door because it looks like it's just glass. You can see just a skim of ice on top of the lake over here. And we do see that from time to time here, but not normally much. Not iced over. We're not doing full self-driving over to Harris Teeter and back to the house. We're just gonna get some groceries and get home. It's 3:45 p.m. now. But we did an hour and 15 minutes, 25-minute miles, and
she had almost one close call slipping.
yeah, and that put me in a little bit of a worked up mood, I guess. Yeah, too many times this weekend of slip sliding around. I'm done with it. I want cleats.